Hello, everyone, and welcome to a very special Community Cosmetic Spotlight interview. I'm Stevie, and I'm thrilled to be talking with Spooky, or Drawn by Dragons, the artist behind the Moonstone Maurice badge, one of the winners from this year's Dead by Daylight Community Cosmetic Contest. Spooky, thank you for being here. How are you doing?
I'm doing really good. Thanks for having me on. You're
No,
doing
it's a
good too?
pleasure. I'm doing well. I'm excited to talk to you and have a good time.
Me too.
Now, I wanted to get it started. Where are you from, and what got you into art for yourself?
So I'm from Canada. And as for getting into art, I've kind of just always been doing art. It was like my mom used to give me crayons and stuff, like even before I was in school, and then as soon as I was in school and they had arts and crafts, I just loved it. I did art all through high school, and then in university I studied graphic design. So I kind of just always do art.
That's awesome. Did you graduate with a graphic design degree?
Yep.
Nice. How was that? How was going to college for art? Was it like fulfilling enough, or was it just a lot of work?
Both. It was a lot of work, but it was also really fun. And I made a lot of friends and a lot of connections. And I learned a lot. But yeah, it was really good. I like my job. I like being a graphic designer. I like going to
Your
school for
job?
it.
Are you a professional graphic designer at the moment?
Sort of. Part of my
Hmm.
job is graphic design, but not all of it. I do a lot of IT work as well.
Gaia. Gaia. That's a good way to mix it up, like half and half, or like just part art, mostly IT.
Yeah, mostly IT, with a little bit of graphic design thrown in.
Gaia. Whenever they need you to cook something up, make a new design, they
Exactly,
get
yeah.
you. That's good. Nope. For Dead by Daylight, what got you into the game? When did you start playing it?
I think I started playing in 2023. It was like just before the winter event. And I got into it because I'm a huge Resident Evil fan. So I was kind of looking for like more Resi stuff, basically. And a lot of the other collaborations that Resident Evil has done didn't really interest me. But I saw Dead by Daylight gameplay. I was like, oh, that looks really cool. And then you could play as like the Resident Evil characters, but like also Wesker and Nemesis, who like aren't super playable in the main Resident Evil games. So I ended up giving Dead by Daylight a try. And I just like ended up falling in love with it. I'm like, oh, this game is so cool.
Nice. Do you regularly play the game at all, or are you on kind of a here and there?
No, I play really regularly. I have a real life friend that we will Swift probably like 4 or 5 times a week. So yeah, I do play regularly. And then I'll
Oh,
play Killer on my own, maybe like an extra evening a week.
that's a good vibe. Getting to mix and match, play here and there. Do you play the RE characters?
Yeah, I play a lot of Jill. Um, but like I weirdly I don't main the Resident Evil characters. I got Dead by Daylight for them, but then I ended up like seeing Artist, and I was like, oh, I really like her.
Oh, she's great. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
So Artist, Merchant, Kate, and Michaela are my mains.
That's a good setup right there.
Thanks.
All the quirky girls, I'll be honest.
Yep.
Is there any other games you like playing? Like you still play Resident Evils, or was that kind of just a few years ago you were grooving on those?
No, I still love Resident Evil. Um, Resident Evil 9 comes out in February. I'm so excited.
RE9. Oh my goodness.
I know. I'm so excited. But recently I've been playing Clock Tower Rewind, which has been really fun.
Clock Tower. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I didn't play it back in the 90s. So like finally getting to kind of play it has been really, really fun. And like all like
That's
the art
that's
and music and atmosphere and everything, it still like really holds up.
Is Clock Tower Rewind? Is that like they done a remaster of it, or is it like totally like a sequel?
I think it's at least like a remaster or a port. I'm not entirely sure on the difference between the two, but it's the same game. They've just brought it to modern consoles.
That's awesome. That's good. I like the Clock Tower games because it's like the unique horror of like it's just a creepy guy with big scissors.
Yeah.
That's special.
And it's so atmospheric, despite it just like being a guy with some big scissors chasing you around.
And I've seen like the jump scares of the original game,
Yeah.
and that's pretty well done for like the hardware
Yeah.
that they had.
Yeah, the jump scares have been getting me, which is the funny part.
That's so good. Are there any characters in like Dead by Daylight and other games that really interest you? What type of characters do you like?
Um, I think in general, I really like complicated female characters. Um,
Yes, yes.
I really, I don't know, I guess just sort of like female characters that sort of like they have a lot of emotional baggage, or maybe they're sort of like tense and snappy and like sort of difficult to be a friend with, but then like over like the course of their narratives, they kind of learn to soften up and be kinder to others. And I'm not immune to the power of friendship. So I really like characters who kind of learn that or sort of like wield that power.
No, that's potent. I get that too. It's like the depth behind like, oh, she could be evil right now, but
Yeah.
watch until she gets soft and bubbly, and then she's just a kitten.
Yeah.
I love that. Do you do a lot of art of like those type of characters? Do you like putting them in the bubbly friendship situations? Do you like
Not,
making friendly art?
I do like making friendly art, but I also do like to make, I don't know, I think I just like making art that sort of conveys emotion. I've been like really trying to sort of like up my game for building scenes for art. Um, and like I really am trying like really hard to learn to sort of show emotion on like characters' faces and body language and like the movement of things in a scene. That's the kind of art I like to make.
Right. How has that been recently? Is it really like you're hitting a breakthrough and like things are starting to feel nicer the when you can like sense the emotion you put in them?
Yeah. I've been working really hard this year on sort of like upping my art game for like that kind of specific emotional aspect of art. And I'm kind of finally starting to feel like it's going good. And I'm like kind of getting the sort of like art results that I want, and the images I can see in my head, I'm starting to be able to get them onto paper. So
That's cool. I'm proud of
thanks.
that. Like having it be tangible, the feelings that you had in your head, the thoughts you
Yeah.
had showing up in the art. How much time do you spend drawing, painting, making art
Um, all the time. Art's kind of
all
my,
the time?
yeah, it's
Yeah.
my main hobby. So I do try and like draw or paint, not every day, but more often than not. Um, and not just like constantly being like, I want to improve, I want to work on this, but also like 90% just making art because it's fun and I like doing it.
Do you find yourself doing like big projects, picking them up and putting them down, or do you just like stick to little pieces that you like and can finish real quick?
Um, I more stick to smaller projects um, because most of the art I do is traditional. Um, I'm kind of limited for space. If I was always doing like really big canvases and stuff,
Right.
I would start kind of running out of shelf space. So I do kind of stick to smaller projects. Um, but yeah, I have a lot of fun doing them, even if they're small.
Nice. And I wanted to talk a little bit more about that. I like saw a lot of your work, and one of your pages mentioned that you do a lot of watercolors, gouache work, and graphite. How do you like traditional versus digital? Is it just kind of a preference thing? Does it feel a lot better to do it like physical?
Yeah, I think it's just a personal preference. Um, I've kind of done traditional art like my whole life. And I'm trying to learn digital art, and I've been like putting a lot of effort into learning digital art. But I don't know, there's just something about kind of sitting there and putting like paint on a page or putting a pencil to a page that like it's such a good feeling. I can't really beat it.
Yeah, there's something like permanent about as soon as your pen touches the paper or as soon as you start drawing and painting, it's there. You
Yeah,
don't have to fiddle with a tool and get it just right.
yeah, exactly.
That's good. For this year's cosmetic contest, where were you? How did it feel when you won? When you got the message that you won?
Gosh, I was so excited. So when they sent the email to be like, you're a finalist, I had like just gotten home from a comic convention and I was cosplaying the artist, which is like the crazy part.
Oh my god, that's
I
cute.
know.
That's so cool.
And I had like just gotten home. I was like flopped down on my bed and I saw like an email and I was like, oh, like a Dead by Daylight email. I'm like, oh, that must be like a super delayed, like, thank you for submitting, like an automatic email. So I clicked it and then it was like, oh, congratulations. We want to include Moonstone Maurice as a finalist. I'm like, you want to do what? I was like freaking out. I was so excited.
You freaking out excited?
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. Did you submit anything before this year? Have you tried the cosmetic contest, or was this your first year trying it?
Yeah, I submitted in 2024. I did a cosmetic for artist and then one for Hattie. And then this year, I kind of did new cosmetics. So I did Moonstone Maurice. I did a banner based on Saku, like the red crane from the lore.
Oh,
And then I did a cosmetic for Julie from the Legion, and one for Zarina.
oh my.
Yeah, I really challenged myself. I was like, I want to do all categories this year. I know I can do it.
That's a good try. Like really putting yourself out there and doing all four just for fun.
Yeah, I started kind of working on them back in like May because I knew the contest was probably going to be in the summer sometime. So I'm like, I'm starting early. I'm putting
You
in
got
the
ahead of
effort.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I appreciate that you tried everything, and I'm so happy you got one thing in, honestly.
Thank you.
For this year when you submitted, are these characters like Julie and Zarina, are they ones that you like, or you just want to see more cosmetics for?
Kind of both. I do like
Yeah.
them, but I also just want to see more cosmetics for them. I feel for the Legion, like Susie kind of gets all the cosmetics. They forget about Julie a little bit. But like Julie, she also has like really cool hair, like it's shaved on half her head, and then she's got like more of like a punk aesthetic. So it's like I really kind of want to give her a cool cosmetic. So I did one that was it was called Crow Punk, and it was kind of like a punk outfit, but then it had crow feathers and a crow mask. And then for Zarina, I feel like she's so pretty, but she doesn't really get a lot of cosmetics. So I gave her this like bomber coat with a whole bunch of flower print on it. Then she had like fancy sandals and a fancy skirt.
No, that fits her. That fits both of those ladies.
Thank you.
But I'm happy that you got your design in with the Moonstone Maurice badge. Did the
Thank you.
inspiration for that come from anywhere? Do you have a connection with the Moonstone like cafe with Michaela, with Maurice?
Yeah, so I do main Michaela. So I knew kind of like when I was sort of like trying to come up with ideas, I was like, okay, well, like, who do I main and what do I like? And Michaela is one of my mains, and then I really like the lore of Dead by Daylight. And Maurice is kind of like my favorite lore character because like I horseback ride. That's like always
Oh,
been my main sport. So I was like, I love Maurice. I love that there's just a horse randomly in the game. I love that he has all
yeah.
this like lore tied to him. So,
You horseback ride. That's like the perfect connection. I would love Maurice even more if I was riding horses.
yep. I just
Do
like,
you, do you ride horses like at the moment now, or was this a thing in the past?
nope, still do.
Nice. Do you have your own horse?
No.
Oh, okay,
That
okay.
is very expensive.
It's very expensive. It's a lot of responsibility,
Yep.
much more than like a dog or a cat.
Oh, yeah.
What's Maurice drinking? I'm curious. What would he order at the cafe?
um, an apple latte or an
Oh,
apple tea.
yeah. Yeah,
That's
he
that's
would.
the order.
The apple latte.
Yeah.
That's so lovely. With like the lore background and stuff. You mentioned that you're a big lore head, and you really are. When you pulled up like the red crane and how Maurice is your favorite out of the lore characters, it's really impressive because like the side characters are really adorable. Maurice is just out of place and he's stuck in the fog too.
I know. This
I love
poor
that he
little horse.
actually, yeah, he gets a little reprieve with this badge. He gets to actually sit down and drink a coffee instead of watching violence the entire time.
Yeah.
For this badge, what was the process of it? It looks to me like watercolor. Did you make it in person and scan it in, or did you do this digitally?
Yeah, it's a digital. I drew it kind of in my sketchpad first. I went through like probably like four or five different like brainstorm designs. Originally, I was gonna do one of like Maurice with like a crow sitting on his head. So I went through like a couple iterations of that, of like them in like different kind of positions, looking at each other and stuff. I was kind of getting a little frustrated with it because it wasn't like looking how I wanted it. There was like a lot of like blank space and stuff. So then I just kind of drew Maurice with a little coffee cup, just like kind of like as a joke, just sort of out of nowhere. And I was like, wait, this looks super cute. And I thought like it kind of like looked a little goofy because like he has just like his hooves sort of like squashed on the side of the coffee
Yeah,
cup. But like the more I kind of like looked at it, the more I was like, I really like this. I want to do this.
that's
Um,
adorable.
Thanks. So then I ended up uh, taking a photo of it and then tracing it in Photoshop, and I colored it in Photoshop, and it took like 9,000 years to color.
I believe that.
Yeah,
Photoshop is not easy to draw on.
yeah, I've kind of been finding that out. The more I get into digital art, the more I'm like, oh, maybe Photoshop isn't the best choice.
But it's still really impressive what you managed to get. Because even if this is from a sketch, you threw so much detail into it. I love the way that you did the fur on Maurice. It feels really like greasy and like he's an animal. I love it still.
Thank you.
Like the way you do shines and lines.
Thank
Ah,
you.
it's
I
precious.
I don't have a lot of experience with like cell shading,
Uh-huh.
so that was like really fun to try out. I ended up really enjoying it. Um, but then I think like kind of one of the hardest parts was sort of deciding like how crispy to make Maurice
I get what you
because
mean.
yeah, like he has like a lot of injuries in game and like he's very bloody and he has like burn marks and stuff. So I was trying to like balance like his actual design with also sort of it being like a cute and fun badge. So I'm really happy with like what I ended up making and coming up with.
Yeah. I think you made the gross parts, his wounds, very like subtle, right?
Yeah,
Like he's still all there. He's still a horse, but
yeah,
he's just got a little bit of stuff falling off of him.
just a little crispy.
Just a little bit. Is there any part of this that you had a like really fun time making, or was it a lot of hard work?
It was a lot of hard work, but it was like fun hard work. Um, Definitely, I think coloring and sort of deciding where there's going to be highlights, where there are going to be shadows, where like his wounds and injuries were going to be. And then like for the smoke, I had the idea of sort of it curled into little apple shapes.
I'm seeing that now that you mention it. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
I thought that was like one of my favorite parts because it was very subtle, but I thought it added some like nice sort of movement and kind of like took up like a blank portion of the badge. So yeah, it was really
That's a
fun. I really
really
enjoyed
cool
doing it.
detail.
Thank you.
Is there anything on it you wish you would have changed or done differently?
Um, I think probably just like having a better plan when I went in because when I do a traditional painting, I'll have like an idea of how I want it to look, how I want the colors to be, the highlights and the shading. But a lot of that it will sort of also come very organically the more I paint and work on it. But trying to do that on digital art, I found it way harder. Just because like I'm not super familiar with digital art, so I was kind of half fighting the program while also like trying to like fight my own natural art process. So I think definitely maybe like doing some rough versions with traditional paints first would definitely be something I should have done. And if I could like go back, that's what I definitely would have done differently.
I get what you mean. Like if you had like painted over your sketch or fleshed it out a little more.
Yeah. It's yeah, it's kind of hard because with traditional art, if you don't have layers the way you do in digital art.
At all, yeah.
Yeah, so if I wanted to like experiment with colors or shapes or shadows or anything, I would kind of have to be like constantly repainting over my artwork, and I wouldn't be able to get like the previous version back. But digital art gives you like so much more freedom because if you're like, I want to experiment putting this color here, you can just make a new layer. So it's way digital art is like really good that way.
No, I believe that. Are you finding like digital art to be a lot easier now that you've had like just this little bit more experience with it? Is it something you want to continue working with?
Yeah, very much. Every time I like open Photoshop and use it, I'm learning and like building the skills. And I'm having a good time, even if I kind of get frustrated with it a little bit. But yeah, I'm definitely like really happy that I went with digital art for Moonstone Maurice. I think it taught me so much.
No, I'm happy you're happy with it. It's always a learning experience, no matter what you do.
Hmm.
Just sending yourself into it is the only way you'll learn about it.
Yep.
Did you do a lot of your other cosmetic stuff? Like did you design the skins same way, sketch them out, and then throw them into Photoshop for yourself?
Yep. So especially with like my Zarina cosmetic, it went through a whole bunch of different iterations. So I kind of did a basic sketch, and then I put it into Photoshop. And then as I kind of kept working on it, I'm like, maybe this looks a little too boring, or maybe I don't like the way this shirt looks. So doing it digitally, I had like so much more freedom to change things. But for my Saku banner, I actually did that traditionally because I wanted it to have like a very painter style to it with a lot of like flowing movement. I wasn't confident in my digital art skills that I would be able to do it. So I did do that one with my paints and then just scanned it to submit it.
Did that one turn out in like a way you were proud of?
Yeah, I really liked it.
Oh, I'm bummed we didn't get to see that one as a finalist or a winner either.
Oh, thanks. It was sort of Saku kind of moving forward, holding her sword, but there's a whole bunch of crane wings and feathers kind of moving in the same direction she is.
Oh my gosh, nice. I'm hoping she gets to come to the game as like a full character.
Same. I
She's
think
already
she'd
in
be
the
so
lore.
cool. She would be so cool.
Yeah, we need more badass women survivors.
Yep.
There's only like the Resident Evil girls and
Yeah.
like Kate.
Yeah.
Serena's pretty badass.
Hattie's very cool too.
Hattie is too. Oh my god. Need me a ghost hunter.
Yeah. Hattie is so cool.
Do you have any advice for artists out there?
Um. Oh no, sorry.
Oh no, just anyone out there who's looking to spend more time working on art or trying to get into it as a hobby or professionally. How would you talk to them and advise them they continue?
Um. I guess I would say like don't get caught up in being like I have to be the very best or I need to be the next Picasso or something. Kind of enjoy the process and like have like a drive to want to improve or work on certain things or have your art look a certain way, but also like don't forget to like actually like your art in every iteration. So like don't look at your art and be like this sucks, I'm awful. Find things in it to like and enjoy, regardless of what else you might think. I think kind of having like a positive attitude, and not just sort of getting lost in a continuous cycle of I need to improve is kind of like the way to go. You have to enjoy your art and making art first.
That's a really smart way to think about it.
Thanks. I feel like
Like,
I see a lot
yeah,
of artists who are like, "Oh, this isn't good," or "I don't like my art," and it's like you can't think like that. I don't think it helps.
Oh yeah, if you think bad thoughts, you'll feel bad feelings. If you think
Yeah,
better thoughts about your art, you'll feel good feelings.
yeah,
It's pretty simple stuff, right? If you want to feel proud, find something you're proud of.
yeah, exactly.
And then what do you like to do for yourself? Do you spend time just drawing and painting in your free time, or what else do you like to do?
Definitely a lot of art. That's definitely my main hobby. I do horseback ride, and I do like going to my barn and just kind of like hanging out with the horses and brushing them. I read a lot. I play the piano. Yeah, that's kind of my free time.
Oh, I'm jealous of the horse brushing, I'll be honest.
It's very relaxing. It's very fun.
It sounds therapeutic. I'm kind of a wannabe horse girl myself. If I had a horse in my life, I'd spend so much time with them.
I feel that. I think everybody should spend some time with horses. It's very good for the soul.
They're so smart. They're so cool.
They are, and they're very funny. People don't realize how funny horses can be.
They're beautiful. They're funny. They're silly sometimes.
Yep.
Oh, and I wanted to round this out with one more question. Is there any collaboration you'd like to see added to Dead by Daylight?
Ooh, I
Your
really want.
wildest dreams, yeah.
I really want Bayonetta.
Bayonetta. Oh,
Yeah, Bayonetta has always been one of my favorite video games. I love her so much. I love everything about the games. I think she would be like great in Dead by Daylight as a survivor. I think she would be so silly and so funny. I think it would be like very emotional too. The Bayonetta games, like they do have like a lot of emotion in them, even though they're very campy and very fun. I think she would have really cool perks. They could do like an invocation or a boon. Her voice lines would be great. I think Bayonetta would be an amazing addition to the game.
she would need the whole package, yeah.
Yup.
Three
She would
great
be,
fun perks, a voice
yeah,
line setup. We need that.
she would be such like a chapter with such like big heart in it. I think she'd be great. And then I also really want an X Files chapter.
Oh, Mulder and Scully.
Yep.
Oh my god, if I could play as Jodie Foster in Dead by Daylight, it would be over for me.
I know. I love X Files too. I think they would also be a really fun addition. I think like they would be able to like talk to each other in game, kind of like how the Walking Dead characters can.
Yeah.
I think also like they could have like perks that sort of synergize, like how Talita and Hanato have like the teamwork perks. I feel like Mulder and Scully would have perks like that, which would be really cool.
Oh, 100% they would have teamwork perks.
Hmm.
Oh, those are some good choices.
Thank you.
I'm pretty bummed that we don't have much like Nintendo collaboration stuff.
I
Bayonetta would
know.
be the perfect one to pick.
I know. I'm always spreading that propaganda. Every time somebody's like, "What chapter do you want?" I'm like, Bayonetta.
For the Bayonetta fans out there, if you had to pick a second character from Bayonetta to add as like another survivor or another killer alongside Bayonetta herself, who would you pick?
Probably Jean. Jean is my favorite Bayonetta character, so I'm a little biased in wanting her. But I also think Luca would be a really fun survivor to add with her. I think it would kind of be like Bayonetta gets taken to the fog, and then both Jean and Luca are like, well, not on our watch, and like leap in after her.
There's precedent for that. There's people who
Yeah.
have followed others into the fog.
Yeah. I think if they wanted to do a killer, maybe Balder from the first game would be kind of interesting.
We need Bayonetta. I'll
We
be
need her.
real.
Yep.
I want to see that hair. I want to chase that hair.
Same.
And then like she gets unhooked and she doesn't have any of her hair clothes and she has to regrow it or
Oh, that
something.
would be
Ugh,
very cool.
I'd be a freak for that. But no, thank you so much, Spooky. This has been great. This was lovely. Thank you for joining us today. How'd you feel after this?
Good. This was very nice and very fun. You were lovely to talk to, and thank you so much for inviting me.
You as well. Thank you so much, Spooky, for joining us, and thank you, listeners and viewers. If you want to see more of Spooky's work, head over to X, Blue Sky, and Tumblr. Follow Spooky at DrawnByDragons on all those platforms. Can't wait to see your submission in the game next year. I'll be honest. I'm gonna swap between that one and a couple other badges.
Thank you so much.
And listeners and viewers, thank you for your support, and stay tuned for more community cosmetic spotlights. We'll see y'all in the fog.